Hi, I'm Dave Baker, and these are some of the best African weapons from Forged in Fire. Now, many African cultures considered their bladesmiths mystics, imbuing magical powers into the weapons they created. These weapons were often what are considered anthropomorphic. They have features of humans in them and were considered a part of the warrior. This weapon is the Nambe Nulu. The Nambe Nulu is also called the executioner's sword, or the Nagala. You can see this intimidating curve on there. It's a fascinating shape for a weapon. This weapon can be traced back to the Mongo ethnic group of northern Congo. Now, throughout the Congo, African smiths worked in iron and basic steels, and many of their blades are forged into these fanciful shapes from nature or anthropomorphic shapes, imitating the human form. Many European explorers coming back from Africa brought back stories about the executions that were carried out by the people of the Congo. Though they did take the heads of their enemies, the fanciful stories of European explorers might be a bit exaggerated. There are many, many different styles of this blade. All of them have just these beautiful sweeping curves and just an intimidating look to them. This weapon is the Sangizi. Now, this is the weapon of the Kardi people from northern Cameroon and eastern Nigeria. This was a throwing weapon, but it's equally good as a slasher. It's actually sharp on all the angles, the back of the blade, the inside of the blade. These weapons were usually carried 2 or 3 behind the shield. So you had multiples. You could get behind your shield, throw these weapons at an opponent, or get up close and use it in your hand as a close combat weapon. Now, the African weapons are often separated into 2 categories, a circular weapon or an F weapon. You can see that this is sort of the F-shaped weapon, giving you multiple points of contact and multiple bladed surfaces. Now, I don't know about you, but if somebody threw this at me, I'd be running the other direction. So this leaf-bladed beauty is the Ida, the primary weapon of the Yoruba people of West Africa. Now, ironwork goes back in Africa as far as the 6th century BC and was the primary reason for the rise of the Yoruba people. Now, the Ida is an important symbol in the Yoruba culture as a rites of passage as well as taking oaths and sacrifices. These long, light, leaf-bladed weapons make for wonderful choppers, whether you're cutting brush or attacking an opponent. They're fast, they're easy to use. You can see the handle is relatively small, but it fits the hand beautifully. The weight is all up in the head, making for really good chopping and thrusting as well. That's a great, light, super fast weapon. Now, this wickedly curved weapon is the Shotel. This is the weapon of the Abyssinian people of ancient Ethiopia. You can see that made curves are very intimidating, but it wasn't a very good slashing weapon. It could be used to reach around a shield and actually hook an opponent or reach over the top, stabbing into an opponent. You can see it's a rather undecorated weapon, unlike many of the African weapons that are highly decorated, engraved. You can see they're following the sickle shape, basically agricultural tools that were turned to weapons. Now, though this isn't the most practical weapon, I certainly wouldn't want to face one. This beautiful short spear is the Zulu Iqua. Now, the Iqua was basically a shortened assegai spear with the shaft cut down. Now, you might think this is a throwing weapon, but it's not. It's actually a thrusting weapon. It was used in an underhand fashion to literally slide out of the hand and stop, making it a short stabbing thrust from behind a shield. This was the primary weapon for the Zulu during the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879 in South Africa. The name Iqua supposedly comes from the sound it makes as it enters and leaves the body. Iqua. That's a scary name for a weapon. Well, there you have it, folks. Some of the deadliest African weapons seen on Forged in Fire. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section and we'll try to get to them in future videos.